Greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Welcome back once again to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, here to share some encouragement, inspiration, to offer hopefully some faith and maybe some entertainment, whatever. Who knows what the day may bring forth. For those who have been paying attention, yesterday's stream, man, oh man, I know that I'm improving. I know that I am. And I know that many people are seeing it. But I still seem to find a way to offend. Quite a few people I find a way to offend. What's up, Cynthia? Bless you. Thank you. What is up for you? Greetings to Michael A. I did not make the intro myself. I've received some blessings and some support from others and who have shared their creative talents with me. And that's what I hope to do as myself in a different way. I've been given a lot of thought to the editing, and I've been inspired a few different times with some real great ideas, felt like to me. And I've really thought about for something for the members, doing some short and sweet inspirations, reminders for people. Jesse, welcome back. Hey everyone. Missing link. There's something going on there, I thought. The thumbnail today. Let me just start there. Actually, it was a scripture, wasn't it? Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood that test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. I don't know what it means, the crown of life, but I do know it is an expanded knowledge of experience. When we persevere through trials, when we overcome our past limitations, or we make it through these real scary situations or whatever it is that life brings forth, when we make it through these challenges and when we persevere, we have the memory for the rest of our lives to rely on, right? That confidence is never to be taken from us. And from someone else, Thomas Carlyle, permanence, perseverance, and persistence. Permanence, perseverance, persistence, in spite of all obstacles, discouragements, and impossibilities. It is this that in all things distinguishes the strong soul from the weak. And you know how to demonstrate, you know how to discover permanence, perseverance, persistence in spite of all obstacles, discouragements, and impossibilities. I found my path. My way is actually to surrender, to change, to willfully change my perspective. Those who can find joy within their challenges will, number one, remember less pain. And number two, you experience an undiscovered strength from yourself, right? Rachel Zinger, you got it, man. That which doesn't destroy us does make us stronger. But this is something I was really thinking about deeper today, too. In nature, it is nature. We strengthen through resistance. So there's a natural, well, the strongest are those who adapt, because those who adapt can overcome. And life does bring us challenges and resistance. Because, I mean, think about nature. Think about like biology, muscle growth. We want to promote our muscle growth. We've got to bring some stress upon it. Why wouldn't God design the mind the same way? Makes sense when you kind of think about it. And our spirit as well. You know, our spirit is the essence of who we are. And it's refined. It's our character. It's what do we bring forth. That is what we are. This world, though, man, this world has gotten, praise God. The topic today, persevere to strengthen. The twist I want to offer you is that the best way to persevere and to strengthen is actually to surrender. To surrender to that which is true, that which you know. And the only thing we can know is right now. Most of our fears and faith, two things they come from. Fear and faith are from thoughts. What do we think about the future, about the outcome? Are we going to have fear in horrible outcomes, horrible futures, destruction, demise? Are we going to live in fear that the evil's going to overtake the world or ourselves? No. When we surrender to the facts, surrender ourselves, our awareness, when we surrender our awareness to the facts will include how little we know. Okay? Life has proven this to me quite a few times, to be honest. How I thought I knew things that just really I didn't. I hadn't considered different perspectives. I hadn't thought things through, far enough. But hey, Jesse, I think this is why we stress each other out. I do. I've been considering a lot of different perspectives on emotions and stress and anxiety. What are the benefits? Obviously, the problems are pretty clear. Hopefully, people can see the problems that stress and fear can cause. But I do think it is part of a divine creation. I mentioned early in the stream that I was blessed to share fellowship with some folks in the community here. Some people I discovered by God's grace, right? There's a story to how I ended up there. But on my way there, two things. I've processed a few things since yesterday's stream. This morning, I'm bouncing topics, but it will come together, hopefully. This morning, I allowed myself to grieve for the old me, for the way things used to be with me. Because the last night and this morning, I kind of, praise be, whether it's the change in the planets or whatever, there's a change in energy within myself where I'm renewed and recommitted to discovering the new me, what it is I may become, because my intentions, I got clarity on some intentions, increase my organization, how intentional I am with the time to become, more organized, more active, and more specifically health conscious. I'm going to clean up my diet and really start reevaluating the way I've been living. And so the point is, this morning I allowed myself to grieve. I took an inventory again at the way things are that will change in front of me as I start changing. So on my drive today, after processing these thoughts about becoming the new and greater me again, I was reevaluating who I am. What is it I am becoming? And I am. I am that I am. We all are. We are all very complex individuals living a life at a very complicated time in human history. It's amazing. It's scary. It's frightening. It's heartbreaking. I've cried probably 6, 7, 8, maybe a dozen times today. I've been allowing myself to feel life, to feel the emotions that I feel. As I was driving to fellowship today, considering who I am, who I have been becoming, I am an activist of peace. Veterans for Peace is my passion. My secondary passion is workers' rights, the International Workers of the World, IWW. I'm not current in my dues, but I support the Wobblies and their missions. I am a man of faith and love. That's who I am. As I was driving to fellowship today, my thought, the resounding thoughts that I keep considering is God's presence is eternal. What does eternal mean? It means beyond time. It is always. The Spirit and the love of the Christ. It is eternal. It is always here, right? We are not. These bodily forms are temporary, so we only exist in the now. We only live today, right now. And so when we join ourself, our mind, our spirit, our body into the moment of now, into the presence of God, welcoming in the Spirit of Christ into our mind, our heart, into our being, we can become empty of who we used to be at any time. And that's what I was working on this morning, is emptying myself of me. Because the other thought I've been resounding, coming to, there's several that keep repeating within me. Our fears and our worries come from our limited thoughts, from our lack of answers, from our own confusion. We get trapped in our minds with our fears, with our thoughts. And that trap can become a mental prison. It can become a hell inside of your minds. So here, the point is, what I found helpful for myself is to remind myself that I do not know God's perfection. I trust there is God. I trust it is eternal. I trust there is a Spirit of Christ that is also eternal, that God reveals the now perfectly. Every moment, it seems to just fall together. Sun, the moon, and the days, and just life. It happens perfectly. So who am I to second guess that which God has allowed me to learn? Learn of, not just learn, but why should I second guess what may be possible when the reality is our egoic mind, it can take us over, right? The beastly tribal hunter-gatherer mindset, that primitive beast. I think in the future, it will, when we look back on things, there may be other things that, hey, praise God. I have no clue what God may intend or what the future may reveal for us, but is it my interpretation that, the case can be made that the Antichrist that rises up in the end, it is the beast within each of us. It is a human ego that thinks it's okay to lie, cheat, steal, and destroy and murder for a fucking paycheck. There's people are murdering other people so that weapons manufacturers can have jobs, and then they can make bigger gross domestic product and inflate these fucking numbers and manipulate those numbers over there. And wealth can be extorted from those of us who work for a living. Brothers and sisters, we are living in a world that is not healthy. It is not righteous. It is not moral. It is not that which it appears. And yet it is. Holy cows, praise God. At the same time, it is corrupted. It is poised for perfection. Perfection is now. There is within each of us, okay? Within each of us, there is a greater purpose that's unfolding for us, through us, with us, as us. There is a purpose for our life. It's up to us to individually and collectively. This is where this is where fellowship is so important. This is where relationships are so important. This is where honesty and authenticity are so important. Brothers and sisters, if we join together to unite for the purposes of sharing love and creating a more loving world for the future, we can start today. It starts within. Right now. We live right now. And something that helps me, if I can logically reason why I shouldn't worry about things, it helps me, right? Even if it's not a clear explanation or a clear answer, it helps my mind find peace. As far as the future comes, as far as what's going on in the world, as far as what's going on in your own life, it's real easy for us to get worked up in this future tripping pattern about what might happen, good and bad. What I reminded myself of this morning is a lot of things might happen. A lot more things do happen than what we just consider as what might happen. A lot more things do happen. So, what matters? Before you jump to answers, really consider. Give that question some thought for yourself in your own life. When you figure out what matters to you, for you, when you gain more clarity in what you do and do not want in your experience, you can take some ownership and ensure that you do receive what you want in your experience, and that you limit yourself from experiencing the things you don't want. It's really, Sterling Ray, I've seen enough evidence and heard enough stories to believe that could very well be true. And one of the things I'm grateful for, I know there's a lot of people who have investigated some of this evil and corruption that exists, and they've seen some of the evidence, some of the actual footage, like even the president's kid, the Biden laptop thing. I've heard there's some pretty substantial and disgusting things on there, but I haven't looked. I trust the people who appear pretty genuine, and they offer their explanations and even some of their emotions. And I'm grateful God has not. I'm grateful for the things I have not learned. I've mentioned this before, guys. There's a lot of things we can be grateful for, you know? I don't know what it's like to watch someone I love die. I don't know what it's like to be molested, to be whatever. There's many things I don't know that many others do know, and I am so grateful that the pains I've lived through, they've made me stronger. I know this. I know I'm stronger than I used to be. And how I became stronger was placing more confidence in that which is true, that which I can know to be true. And if I don't know what is true, I don't care. I'd rather know what's true than believe what is wrong. Tom, don't minimize. You've been mod-godded by Jack. Holy cows. And TW, this is just... There are people killing humans right now, man. Welcome to all of you guys. Thank you. Greetings to all of you who are joining, who've stopped by. There's always an exception. We don't have to, yes. There's the world we're living in, man. I kind of like that. Hey, welcome, Tommy. How are you, my brother?
What's up, Jack? Do you know what you're saying when you say you want to know what's true?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody likes to portray truth as this like gleaming sunny angel of light. It's more like that clockwork orange eyelids held open drips coming in. That's what you literally have to do if you want to see what's true. You got to take both with both.
Yes. Yes.
Like
But here, Tommy, you're exactly right. However, each of us, we have the power within ourselves to determine what is true for us. How much evidence do we have to see? How many
no, you're talking
answers
about
do
what's
we
right
need?
for us, what's true for us, whether we're each limited in what we know. The truth is the truth. Like
Yeah.
that adrenochrome shit is real, whether people want to face it or not. The funny thing about adrenochrome, like you can't take the gland without destroying the person, but you can't extract it without, you can't extract the fluid without initiating a situation for the person who's usually a young person. It's fucked
Well,
up. That's why
the
you have to get
thing,
it from Satan worshippers most of the time.
hey, yeah, not all truth is dark, but there is a darkness in the truth. And
Oh, that's a
here's
Talcott quote if I've ever heard one.
that came from Jesse, man. That
Oh,
was
he's
perfect.
Talcott adjacent.
Hey, and this one, we if we can get past the us and them, and we can see people as people, we are poisoning ourselves with toxic food, chemtrails, and all sorts of energies in the air.
Right. But as Jesus believers, like when people say I push away love, that's because this love you guys are surrounding me with is love of the world. And I don't love the world. I love God. And so I push your love away because you guys want to sing kumbaya in this world around a fire.
Tom, okay, Tom, I'm sorry I interrupted, and you're showing respect, and I love you, I really do love you, but I'm not suggesting this kumbaya. I'm not suggesting the things that you're rejecting, man.
Some more.
What I
Most of
hear,
these world lovers are.
well, I agree. The problem is there's a lot of people who love the ways of the world more than they love the truth.
Yeah, those are
And
called hellbound people.
well, what if God reveals the world? What I mean, God, if it is God revealing the world, well, everything is perfectly in God's control. So then it comes down to,
No, that's you have free will, so it's
yeah,
not.
well, we
This is
are
where it gets
only,
fun. This is the fun part.
well, Tom, here's the part of my thoughts. If only God is real, then we are only as real as, I mean, this
Who said only
reality,
God is real?
this reality we're experiencing, this universe, or this whatever, this earth, this physical form is only as real as us. Well, we're not real. We're imagined beings who are experiencing with free will.
Are you doing an LSD stream?
No, I'm trying to explain what
Jack,
I
we are real. We're real. There was a
says
Thomas.
who?
There was a Thomas before me that placed his fingers into the holes of Jesus's hands. Even
Yep.
though they technically wouldn't have been in the hands, you'd have to go through the wrist to support the body weight. But you get it. You get it. There was still a split in his side for him to reach in there too, and he'll be like that in heaven. Jesus will forever be the post-crucified Mel Gibson Jesus to remind, to show, like that was our bullshit he took.
Yeah.
And
He he died so that we may know life today.
no,
And we know
he died
life.
so we may know eternal life because we had it. We
Okay.
had it
All
before that
right.
whole snake situation.
All right. Hey, Tom, no
Don't
argument, man.
be hardened to the truth, Jack. This is your heart being hardened
Tom,
to me speaking you Bible stuff. You don't want
Tom,
to be in that situation. You don't want to feel that the
Tom,
repulsion of the truth. It's a bad sign.
Tom.
I just went over that London soy thing to say, hey, we need to talk about this because it's a problem and we're two men. And he backstaged me and I left. So now it only happens in my house or he can burn with it. It's not on me, Jack. Done my part. Everybody knows the
Tom.
truth. You know the
Ooh,
truth.
ooh, Tom. What if your entire experience is on you?
That's LSD trip stream.
Okay, so let's. Is that
If
not
my
allowed?
entire experience is on me, I'm gonna go to bed fine tonight because I reached out to that nigga. That nigga ain't gonna talk to me. He's just gonna keep telling people I'm a racist pedo. I can sleep. And his videos are falling off. Like really, you're just gonna Simpsons the voiceover? It's bullshit. He's capable of much better content.
Tom, what do you consider about this? Everything is a morsel of God, and God can take anyone at any time. So essentially, everything is in God's control, but allows each soul to express itself with that free will.
I guess that's what Jesse would say as a proclaimed not Christian. Uh, like I said, man, I used to play the
Can
game
you
with you guys.
accept that?
What?
Can you accept that?
Not as my belief, no.
I think that is in
I'm
line
not
with.
saying there's no room for Jesse in this world. I ain't got no problem with Jesse. That's not what I've subscribed to, what he said. I don't even like the word morsel. It's like when people say moist.
So, what are your thoughts, Tom, if the idea of us being fractals of consciousness?
Why with the fractals and the this is what like I like singular illumination, but even on Ian's, he went through his whole the matrix and the reprogramming and the rewriting of the code in the matrix. I was like, dude, you can accept responsibility. It's your responsibility that you left the door. Now whatever happened to you, you're not a victim. And I summed it up. We didn't need all the matrix and the reprogramming, the rewiring of your synthesis and the fractals of the you guys are lost in the
Um,
sauce. Like you'd be in the forest if you could get past all these damn trees.
Tom, I know that you could understand me better if you try.
I understand. I think you're clouding yourself.
No,
You told me you're Jesus people. There's a straightforward, well, not straightforward book, but why you go away from that book, you might as well be a pagan. Just say you're a pagan, and then I can allow all these fractal minded techno daisy carnival things. Uh,
What about the idea of mysticism? Do you
Bullshit.
reject that there can be mysticism
Oh,
within
there
the
can be. It probably falls under witchcraft, wizardry, warlocks, all that jazz, demonic
well,
stuff.
Tom, see, and that's the egoic, the
No, not ego at
worldly
all.
definitions. The worldly definitions are what keep us at wars and
No,
keep us
yeah,
divided.
worldly definitions are what you're trying to buy into. Mysticism is
No,
worldly.
no.
Mysticism, worldly.
Hey, Tom, if you tried to understand what I'm saying instead of
I
immediately
understand.
assuming I'm wrong,
Okay, try to understand you're talking to a God-fearing Christian, and that's the stance
okay,
I'm going to take.
Tom, please, this is, yes, I understand that. Fear is how we start. Fear gains our attention, right? If the purpose of fear is to get our attention.
God-fearing is not the same as rabid dog-fearing.
Tom, here, continue, please. Let's move past the fear into the understanding, right? Because we fear that
Waiting
which we
for you there.
don't understand. And so I'm talking about God. So let's pretend like we
Are
can
you?
understand
Are
or
you talking
know.
about the God of this world?
What's that?
Are you talking about the God of this world or the one
I'm
true God?
talking about the eternal God that was, the Father that was taught about through Yeshua, the Christ. You're the Christian, right? You know the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, I'm making sure I'm verifying it's who you're talking about.
It is, brother. It is the same.
Then get off the mysticism tip. Get down with the like, hey, you should be salt of the earth, boring. Well, it doesn't have to be boring, but you salt of the earth, deny this worldly stuff. There's gonna be enough excitement in these painful end times. Um,
How about we become one with the Spirit of Christ, right?
because
Which
we
is
can't,
eternally
we couldn't have.
present. And so we can become present with the Spirit of Christ
Right, but sin
now.
cannot. Sin cannot be present with God. This is what Christ cleanses us of so we can be present because
Correct.
it's more like on Dogma, whenever
Tom,
Alanis Morissette's natural voice would explode everybody's head, that's
Tom,
technically like sin in God's presence that you can't have
yes.
on you.
Tom, please, yes. Those who claim to follow the Christ, I mean, those who, damn, I cannot remember. The words are escaping me, but I know the intent. When when he is with him, when we are with him, we live without sin. We are
No,
we
no,
can
technically we are
become,
all with God right now. And it's
yes.
still okay, but stop. Because you're trying to do this lovey-dovey, everybody gets to go to heaven shit, and it's bullshit. There is
No,
very much a hell, and it's very much got people in it, and
I've
it's going to
been
keep
there.
filling. No,
I've
you
been
haven't, Jack. You don't talk like a person that has even seen the horrors of mankind in this world. And I've
Tom.
already got to tell London he ain't no
Tom.
thug adjacent. Now, listen,
Tom.
Jack, we're all technically with God and don't know it. And that's what gets
Right.
us all haughty. Don't interrupt me. Let me cook.
All
I
right.
just interrupted my own show. I just
I'm
fucked up my
sorry.
own show
Here.
on stuff I wanted to expand on. You're getting the after show, Jack. Now, you are all with God. You feel it, but you don't know it's God. That's what makes you so pompous. Like he ain't a thing and I don't need him and it's all about me and I give myself my own salvation, all that jazz. But hell is the true separation of that. And believe you me, I think he gave me some taste of that. Like it wasn't in physical pain. It was that true black hole central what? Oh my God, what have I done? That there is nothing hearing, there's nothing answering, there's nothing to say to, and it is miserable. It is empty and eternal, and you know there's no light at the end of it. And then in the hell sense, then there's also the physical pain on top of what I just described. But none of us know the true separation. I don't even want to talk like that was it. I feel like he gave me like a crumb of a straw fill of a Slurpee of what that is. And it was not good.
Understand,
And sometimes he still
Tom.
sends me a taste when I stray.
Tom, I understand, and I don't mean to minimize anyone else's experience nor the depths of hell that are possible. Okay, but we are present. only now. And right now, we don't have to be in fear of the future. We don't have
Broad
to be,
strokes, same old Jack Talcottism. Yes, it's only the now, the now. Let's
yes.
say a thing I know to say. Response activated. And
Well,
for Michael or whoever it was, no, I don't talk to TML this way because TML is not oblivious. TML is the first Muslim I ever heard say Jesus is king, and it blew my mind. So no, I don't talk to conversational, understandable people. Jack is pushing back with his ego as he does, and I don't see one of you ever recognizing it. For all this ego talk, that's what Jack's pushing back on me with because he doesn't want to know that his lifestyle might be the wrong way. I'm the rich guy living in a ghetto. I'm the rich guy making it so God still has to give me my portion every day so that I can just get that portion to make it till tomorrow. Because they mad at me and they anger and they don't know why they anger, Lord. And I don't know why I anger. I made the promise I didn't fulfill and I need to forgive them. And they don't know why they anger, Lord. Jack's just typing away in his chat like a broken hoe.
I'm trying to understand how to
Make me think the way you think.
offer you the benefits of considering what I'm saying
I'm the one offering the
in a way
benefits,
that
Jack.
you'd care. Because so
No,
far,
no, Jack. I do care. I care about every person that we interact with, whether they're just a chat poop name that I don't know how many of them are them, or whether they're an all-time panelist. I care about all these people, and you're all doing the same thing, acting like my meth pedo ass needs help, like I need
Tom,
saved. I'm the
Tom,
one here for all of
Tom,
you.
I'm about to toss you, brother.
I
Okay.
that's I'd be sad if you did that because you're tossing yourself, Jack. You're tossing your own
Well,
salad.
hey, this is the deal.
That's your ego tossing you,
Fractals
Jack.
of consciousness is what we are. So
No, I'm consciousness.
obviously within me, there is still some sort of combative energy that is attracting people
It's the ego.
who want to challenge me. And I don't understand how to
I
how
challenge every motherfucker that speaks against what they want to ask me, I believe, and then question it. Even that TBE fella that claims the
Tom,
orthodoxy. He's one of my prime rivals. He ain't
Tom
my
is
rival.
Tom sounds angry because he hasn't recognized his anger.
I'm not
And
angry.
I know. So you say.
What they hear
You're
is conviction. They don't know the
ah
difference. They don't have
conviction.
discernment.
Here, Tom. Conviction, passion, righteous indignation, whatever. It's
Not
all
me.
bullshit
That ain't me. You got it twisted.
excuses, Tom. It's all bullshit excuses for rudeness.
You
You
got
don't
it
need to be
twisted. I ain't
rude.
being rude. We're longtime friends, Jack. We
I
don't talk to
know.
strangers like this. This is
I
what you
know.
get for longtime friend. I ain't gonna let you I mean, I ain't gonna chop my arm off on that grip, Jack. I'm gonna pull you up, or you're gonna push the grip away and fight me to hell.
Hey, there
Like
was a
that's why I love this community. They're a bunch of lost, stupid, remedial mofos, and I
no,
love replying to every
no,
single one of them because I got
no.
them replies.
Tom, they're not as they are not as everyone cannot be grouped together. You understand that?
Oh, in this community, it's a group. Yeah. It's not everyone, Jack. It's just this
Well,
little corner of YouTube that YouTube isn't even really that aware of. Yeah, we can group these mofos together that we see on a daily
Tom,
basis. Yes, we can.
Tom, hold on a moment,
And the
please.
ones that stand out come up on the panel and stand out.
Hi, Jack. Hi, Tommy.
Like
Greetings, Cynthia.
nails
Bless.
on a chalkboard every time. Like, did you really hear this and come up and think that's gonna fly?
Tom,
I came up here to help Jack.
thank you, Cynthia. I
I
You're
think
appreciate
I'm
welcome.
doing a better job than you're gonna do if I take that
Tom.
OTW interaction as any proof.
Tom, well, Jack, Tom has told me that he doesn't like me and he wants me to stop trying to be his friend. So I will no
I've
longer
told Jack
try
that
to
too.
be
I've told
Tom's
everybody in
friend.
this community I don't like you.
But he did admit today that I'm officially part of the community. So yay!
And I said
Hey.
welcome. And I said welcome to that hell because now I'm just gonna hit you and hit you and hit you.
Good. So I notice y'all are up here having a conversation, and Tommy, you tend to like be over dominant and you're not letting
You have
Jack
no
really
place.
finish
See,
his
this is why I
thought.
don't like you,
And so
Cynthia.
I just came
You
up
are in
here
no
to
position to
kind
tell
of
us.
gauge it a little bit, not really to interact, but just to bring a balance about. I think that you do say some good things, Tommy.
Stop.
That sometimes you need
Stop,
to
Cynthia,
breathe.
stop.
You need to take a breath and let Jack, whose panel you are
You need to
on,
save your breath.
you need to take a
Save-
break and let him run it the way he wants. Now, on your panel, you run it the way you want. And so we have to show that same respect over here. Now, I know you have good intentions and I know you're a wise man, but right now you need to like reshift your energy a little bit.
Please. Cynthia, thank you.
You're
Tommy,
welcome.
please.
Please
My
continue
son
on. I'll be
Thomas,
listening.
why did you not be your brother's keeper? Why is your brother in hell today? Well, Lord, I needed to control my energy because it wasn't my panel, and so I was limited. Not good enough, Thomas. Join your jackass in hell.
No, Tom. Sometimes you can reach people better with it, with a
You
different
are
attitude than
an
you have just
asinine
beating them
lady,
over the head
Cynthia.
with it.
Just because I said, okay, the community says you're here, doesn't mean you can come up and pull this BS with me.
No, I'm up here helping Jack balance.
Right, you're helping Jack release his grip to my arm so he may tumble into hell, along with you, where misery loves company.
No, that's not it, Tom.
You got no stance on coming at me on the good book, Cynthia. I learned of you and all your falsities and your lostness. And I do think you sound like you're probably from a legit church, and it's no secret that there are lost people in legit churches all around the world.
Tom, for the love of God, man.
That's
please.
why I'm up here. That's why I'm up here.
But Tom, why
Cackle
do
of
you
a
think
demon.
I'm up
You hear that
here?
cackle of a demon?
Tom?
Because demons, belief in Jesus
Tom,
doesn't get you to belief
something
in
relevant.
Jesus. Belief in Jesus doesn't get you to heaven. There was a fake Jewish exorcist in the.
I needed a pause.
A break. I know. And he does say some really good things that you can build on. But he's just rapid firing. You don't even know what to catch.
I understand the behavior.
Really?
I love Tommy. Everyone loves Tommy, but I'm not alone in what we are seeing. A good guy with a lot to offer who makes it very difficult to want to be around.
Yeah, but you want to. It's so weird. It's so weird.
Yes, this is where the similarity between Tom, where I see the similarities between Snafu, Tommy, and Paul. They're lovable guys.
They're consistent.
Yep. They're lovable guys with a lot to offer. And well, they're self-sabotaging. That's what I used to do. That's why I know it. Sorry, what were you saying, Cynthia?
No, absolutely. I was agreeing with you. Absolutely.
Hey, and I appreciate you joining up to help bring some calm, some reason, some peace.
You look stressed.
I'm trying not to. I'm growing and I feel like I'm allowing less of this to get to me. But I wasn't proud of myself again yesterday. Especially with Joe Cool. I think I offended him and a couple others.
I didn't get a chance to see yesterday. Unfortunately, I was out and about.
No worries.
Oh.
Do you know Tyrone?
Tyrone? No.
Tyrone Chung Lu?
No.
Let me see.
Put your banner up in case he's trying to porn bomb you.
Well, yeah, Tyrone, you got a mic available or a cam available so I can
make
see
him
what's
cam
going
up.
on? Device is not connected. Could be some technology issues back there,
It's
but
probably Tommy.
I don't know. I was looking for something to bring up here. An oldie but a goodie. Oh, they're gone. Well, the device is not connected, Tyrone. I don't know what's going on, but
Oh,
this YouTube stuff is fascinating. It's interesting.
mm-hmm.
Oh, hey Sterling, this is something insightful.
Mm-hmm.
I've done this myself, and it did come from abandonment issues, and it makes sense. People who have been betrayed or let down never really felt safe. The best way to feel safe is keep people away, especially people you don't know for a long time. It's easier to push people away than it is to open our hearts sometime, especially when the mind is carrying memories of pain. Or the heart's carrying the memories of pain. You know, the pain is carried in the body. But we can help the healing. The healing is available within the body as well. And a lesson I've been reminding myself of, brothers and sisters, it's like logical and simple, and it's right in front of us. It's these bodies, they can bring and carry a lot of pain. These bodies can also bring and carry a lot of pleasure, a lot of beautiful memories, a lot of captured moments, right? Imprinted within our mind. Those are the treasures we're here to capture, the cool memories.
Number
Tommy.
one, Sterling Ray is one of the few blocked that I disregard. The fact that everyone would sit here and take her BS opinion as scripture, it's laughable. Sterling Ray is just a new destroyer, if you know who Destroyer is. And Destroyer is a joke, just like Destroyer turned Truther Cop into a joke. Now they're all punchlines, and I don't waste my time with them. Number two, if one more person that I've given the credit of my alleged metaversal friendship to is caught saying I'm ever a sock account, no. I've always been a Luma Tommy. I'll always be a Luma Tommy in these streets. And if I'm showing myself, it's just to get on a panel. And this panel ain't got no problem bringing me up. I don't know who came up. You better call Tyrone. But you can't use my phone because I'm on that app stuff. It requires Wi-Fi. So if you guys want any kind of truth, the first step is to stop putting all this personal stuff on me. I'm fine. I'm rich. I'm in better health than most of you. I love my dog. I hate people because they're of this world. And the people I don't hate, they know it. You guys need to quit narrating me. You need to quit relying on that unslaved narrative that was started before half of you got here and you still go by it.
Who are you talking to?
Everyone.
Okay,
now let me finish my thing. There was
why?
An exorcist.
Why should I allow you to finish your thing, Tommy?
Because you want truth, Jack, but you're showing us you.
I do want the truth. The truth of God's love is easily shared. Tommy, your opinions are relevant to you. Only you. Unless they include unless they are helpful to others.
I'm not speaking my opinions. I never have been. And if I have been, I pointed out that it's an opinion. Like if we're talking about food or whether we eat snatch or suck pole, that's opinions.
Hey, Tom.
But when I'm up here trying to get a biblical thing out and you keep backstaging me at the sight of it, that's your heart hardened to this biblical truth.
Tom, let me address this real quick, please.
Yeah, let's go to Heckle Buzz. Rather than let me finish, let's go to this joke of an old man that
we'll come back
survived
to you
and went back to the carpet store.
We'll come back to you in just a moment. You know, Heckle Buzz, I can imagine That's the only thing.
Don't judge me.
Could please, Tom.
I don't have abandonment issues. My mom tries to call me every year and I don't pick up.
Oh my gosh.
Hecklebuzz, I have heard some of your story, and this, yeah, brother, abandonment, and some of the stories I've heard, children going through these foster homes and these fucking systems of care that are offered to children in this society. You've learned some lessons about abandonment. Okay, it's given you a strength and a self-resilience that many others may not have. Okay, so brother, what I encourage you to do, you are learning, you are growing. Amen. Learning to overcome those feelings, learning to become able to trust, to push ourselves, to be able to be loving, to be able to accept others. When we can push ourselves into that, that's where the healing is found, brother, okay? Many people, and Hecklebus, you're here in the chat. You've been a part of my story for the past year as well. Many people have lived painful pasts. Many people have become strong, but the strength really comes when we share joy, when we share kindness, gentleness, despite the painful memories.
That's not true at all.
Okay.
Now tell me how I'm abandoned. Like whenever I tell people, show me this drug test of my Breaking Bad that they're all sure I'm on, tell me how I'm abandoned.
Tom?
No, you're not speaking truth.
Do you want an answer?
I don't think you have an answer because you're wrong in the first place. It's kind of rhetorical. Well,
I understand there's a separation between you and your parents. I don't recall
what separation is that.
You've
there isn't one.
Okay.
So let's move on.
All right.
Why can I not get a biblical story out?
Please.
Before you are just
Tommy?
Aaron gotchied into removing me.
Tommy, hold on. I want you to share a biblical story.
You're stalling like I wanted to know what happened to your son.
I just wanted to say welcome to Yolanda, and
I don't.
Thank you for joining. And
hi, Yolanda.
Please.
Okay, don't judge me.
Hi, Jack. Hi, Cynthia.
The way you can contribute to getting me past the free lunches is everybody doing that assignment to the monetization. I don't want anybody cash apping it. That's the handout. We're experimenting with, will I even be monetized? Yolanda, you burnt my free lunchtime up to not be there to be brought up because you've been canvassing from panel to panel saying the things you say. And you're almost as old school as Egan at this point. Welcome to the panel.
Well, Tommy, it's kind of my fault. I'm having issues with my email, so I even tried to get somebody to help me figure that out so that I could.
No, I was going to drop it in the chat. I already acknowledged
to
you were getting CPT on the emailing, so I was like, I can drop it in the chat. I just got to let people sit backstage as they crowd into it. But yes, I thank you for it's your fault. I agree. She manned up. See, everybody, she manned up.
Hey, Tom, were you going to share a biblical story?
Yes. So like I was saying, just the belief in Jesus or the belief that Jesus did a thing, that doesn't get you into heaven because there was a Jewish exorcist who was a fraud, and there was a man bestowed with demons. And this guy was all, well, in the name of Jesus Christ, remove yourself. In the name of God, be gone. And the demon said, we know the Jesus, man. And they knocked him around and they beat him up. And it's hilarious to me that like a Jewish exorcist guy getting beat up by demons and kill him. They just roughed him up. Like, yeah, we know you're Jesus. We know you're Christ. All the demons, all the fallen angels know who Jesus is. They believe in him. They believe in what he did. Yeah, they'll be in hell. Think about it. And you're up here talking about fragments of consciousness in the download of the spectrum waves in the matrix.
Tom, I'm speaking about things I know.
Right. Like, you know, you and Polly are going to the top. You know, all you need is an advocate. You know, you're the only creature in this universe. There's nothing out there on the. Imagine what things you'll know.
Hey,
tomorrow,
Tom.
Jack.
Tom.
Why can't Men in Black?
What if, you know?
You're not snarling.
Hey, Tom.
You sneezed.
I know, Tom. I know I have said things in the past, but I have.
And in the now. Also in the now, you have said things. We are in a time where speaking is communicating. Hashtag Kamala Harris.
Tom, how often do you listen?
Every day, every minute I'm sitting here. It's how I have all this lore and how I do all these snaps on people.
Compared to speaking, how often do you listen?
I'm always listening, even when I'm speaking. Like when I'm interrupted, I'm hearing what they say and acknowledging whether I want to stop talking or not.
Tom, you speak without care of others. It seems, I mean, I've been trying to get you to see your behavior, your patterns with me.
How can I get you to see that what you see is a falsity?
How do we know what is true, Tommy?
Because I'm the one that seems to be painting everyone into corners verbally and being shunned and shut up for not saying anything out of policy.
Tom, you believe you're painting people into corners, and you may be.
I know I am.
Tom, you're doing things that really don't serve the greater good.
Show those receipts.
Here on this stream, the topic I'd really want to focus on is persevering to strengthen. And you're just up here bringing
this is one of your
attacks
strategies
against me.
One of your deflections.
Again, Tom.
You will make a Jack Talcott. You will make a Jack Talcott worded title. Then you'll have me on and talk about. We were talking about what you were talking about, and as soon as it doesn't go your way, I'm not on the title subject, which is for recipes of Roozamaroo's, and you need to talk about Roozamaroo's.
You've got a lot of opinions about what you.
Oh, deflecting to the opinion. Do you know the difference between opinion and fact, and true and false?
Taking a break, Tommy. Welcome, ladies. Golly geez. Thank you.
Hey, Jack. That's kind of why I came up here too. I'm at a loss for how to describe to some of these panelists on the confusion over the words that they choose to use with us on panel. I'm hearing a lot of really intense verbiage today on these different panels today, and it's kind of a disappointment. They don't like being accused of being a predator, or I'll just use predator for example. But the words that we hear from specific panelists, they choose to use predatory language. So I don't know how else to explain to them that their verbiage is absolutely a problem. When they want to have freedom of speech, it doesn't always mean you have the freedom to make a person feel awful with those words.
There's within us is the good and bad. We can justify our behavior to be good. We can justify our behavior to be not as good. And everything, truth has many layers, right? And there's many subtleties to everything, honestly. I don't know what's going on with people. Hecklebus, here, brother, when you find humility to God and the truth, you'll stop thinking you know the future. You'll stop thinking you know everything about the past and everything about the present, and stop thinking you know the future, brother. I'm welcoming an opportunity to find resolve today with anyone There's been a number of people that just bring a lot of disagreements.
A lot of people are chaotic and they just bring it with them. And sometimes I wonder, do they even realize it?
They
Are they
don't.
just so used to the chaos that
Yes.
they don't realize, like, I'm not a chaotic person like that. Like, I don't understand.
People don't realize it. This is what I know. And Hecklebus, when we focus on the true pain, when we focus on what others don't know, that makes us separated, makes us hurt, reminds us that we're hurt. And brother, hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt people think they're being kind, but they're not. And brother, I've heard this story. You know what? Hecklebus, Keith, number one, fuck you, okay? Live in the now. Let's create a future together, all right? Let's you and I have a damn conversation together. You and me, like men, like brothers in Christ who care about each other. Because I do care about you. And that story, I can only imagine, man.
Shout out to Regina, Jack.
Hey,
you see that?
You know what? Regina Smith, you are a hero to me. These blessings, and it's not just the contribution, it's the love you show, the support you share. Thank you sincerely. Many of you. And Hecklebus, you know I said that with love because it's a language you understand. Okay? This is why I know you and I can communicate. What? Tommy's taking the credit. Okay. Love you all. Regina, amen. Tommy?
I think Regina's kind of fake because the first time you boosted me out of here, she was like, "Oh, Tommy, what's wrong?" Hearty emoji. But she didn't spend $50 to say, "Let's bring Tommy up and find out what's wrong." But Jack, she's lying to you. I just watched a short where you said money's a lie.
Drop him.
Tom?
All right, well, good job, you. Yay, Jack.
Tom, here, let me address why I dropped him. I'm not going to sit here and allow you to defame such a great supporter of mine by calling her a liar. Okay? Not without a challenge or discussion and resolve. Sorry. Sorry, Cynthia. You were going to say something?
You were talking about Hecklebus, and I was going to go there, but it's hard sometimes, Jack, because I think of the people like Hecklebus, and I hear all of his stories, and my gosh, like, it's some pretty sad stories when I hear his story, and my heart breaks. It really does. But then I witness the venom that he spews. I've been a victim of the lies and the malice of him. So it's hard for me to be compassionate towards him. But I try to be like, okay, this isn't his fault. I've never been in that position. I don't know how I would react. I don't know what traits I would develop from just one of those stories, much less all of them. So I don't know. The Hucklebuses, they're kind of hard for me to comprehend.
Hey, Cynthia. Yes, it's a gift. Okay. We didn't experience the hurt, so we get to challenge our mind. We get to push the limits of what we know to try and understand why. But you've heard the stories and you can understand. We can understand the hurt. Now, helping others to understand that they're showing hurt helping a strong man who believes, he's invincible and, believes he knows it all. Convincing someone like that they're wrong. Dude, that's for when we find out we're wrong about what we've been hanging our hat on, our hate, our anger, our pain, our unfairness, all these opinions that give us our righteous justification. When we find out we've been wrong, and Cynthia, I've seen it. What has been helpful for me with all of the accusations and stuff is I trust in God. There's a reason. And it helps us when we get these accusations and these, just painful people, they're bringing us their pain. I believe it's because God has strengthened us. We're strong enough to take it. And
I also think, but at what point do you just accept that this is your story and not use it to attack everybody, and just use it like find the good in it, no matter how bad it is? There's got to be some good. And stop just being the poison that you are. I'm not saying you, Jack. I'm saying her.
well, yeah, I know what you mean. And Hecklebus, brother, yes, this is what when I watched, I didn't experience your pains. Okay, I did not. I went through my own different. We lost a baby too. There's a lot of stories in my own life. What I started realizing, particularly as my life was crumbling, if God can test me, if I can persevere, if I can prove my strength through the challenges, if I can be tested, I can be rewarded. If I can be rewarded, I can be blessed. So, Hecklebus, trust you have been tested. Trust that I, Jack Talcott, am actually a pretty simple test for you. Okay? Because if you can trust me, brother, I have a theory and a belief that God may allow us to help you heal. I believe God may allow transformation to be found in the lives of, well, a lot of people. Hey, go ahead, Yolanda, please.
After listening to what's been going on for a few days, I'm disappointed in my fellow man. I hear a lot of back and forth accusations and arguments and disagreements, and all of you guys do so great on panel together. There's a lot of very knowledgeable, articulate, bright people, a lot of learned people. And for us to have these gifts that we bring together on panels and share the information, why are we still behaving like this? If we're supposed to be enlightened
Because it's not
beings,
hate, and this is the
why do we
process,
keep
and I
jumping
don't know what it is you're looking
platform to
for.
platform?
You sent.
Tommy, please allow her to finish. Oh my God. Oh my.
Oh,
Well, it's like, for instance, my I don't come.
Yolanda, please.
I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed that we're supposed to be the leaders of all of this great information, and then we're still in this position. And no matter how many times you try, Jack, it goes right back to square one.
Hey, Yolanda, thank you for sharing that. And Regina Smith, my goodness. I pray that you do feel good about your generosity, because I assure you the gratitude the gratitude is honest. The support you've been sharing, not just you, but so many of you. And Yolanda, I understand that disappointment, but let me offer this, okay? The disappointment we feel comes from our own expectations and our hopes. That means that we're placing our opinions above whatever God's plans might be. I'm sharing this as a reminder for myself, because this is what I've been reminding myself. I don't know what God's plan is. I'm trying to find my way through life. I would love to resolve some disagreements, some conflicts in my life and through the world. And we have an amazing, in this little community of the competitive, the collaborative streaming platforms and creators who've found themselves together this way in the chat here on these panels. Guys, there is an incredible collection of knowledge. There's people who have devoted thousands, countless hours towards developing their minds, their intelligence, their experience. I know what I've committed myself to, and the hours that I've devoted to trying to understand what the hell is going on in this world. Like We Are Awake TV's stream. What is this place? There's a lot of people who know different perspectives.
That's actually my very first.
Go ahead.
I might jump down because it seems like my internet is wonky, but that was my introduction from you, Jack, was that episode. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm being very specific on one person or another, especially you, Tommy. I'm not speaking on you. I'm just speaking on the experience. So I'll jump back down and chat and listen to you and Cynthia go back and forth. But thank you.
Always, Yolanda, good to see you and talk to you. I always enjoy you.
Amen. And Yolanda, you have been a beautiful addition. Tommy, God bless. And Sarah as well. There is such a thing as a spiritual ego. It's the ego that comes in even stronger after you've experienced some brief moments of enlightenment. Yes. I call those people the false light. There's people like many of some of the big influencers, right? Andrew Tate, perfect example of a spiritual ego. On a lower level, Mr. Paul Enslaved. Aaron Gauchi. And then there's Mexican Jesus. we've had a whole bunch of people, and Yolanda brought up that We Are Awake, man. That was a challenging stream. It felt like a 6-hour gauntlet of one after another challenging Jack. But I don't know. Tommy.
Jack, are you on your main subject like you were mad at me for getting off of? Or
No.
do you need to bring another female up to run a pick for you?
Good for you, Tommy. Calling me out on my bullshit. I accept that. No,
well, that's what you get mad about. It's what I've been doing.
Hi, Tommy.
How you got a lot of nerve calling out Aaron Gauchi when we were telling you, why are you up Aaron Gauchi's ass? And now he's one of your false lights. And
Tom, yes.
I remember that.
Here, please.
And Andrew Tate is not a false light. He's a Muslim. And Yolanda is wasting her panel presence by not knowing what she's standing on, but taking up all that 15 minutes time. It's not that she can't always come up on the panels, but she's in a very narrow window of she's getting up everywhere, she's getting the full attention, and that doesn't last forever unless one commands it, such as Spurgy guy.
What if there's people on these panels that really don't want the attention as much as just to share what they feel to be helpful?
They need to find the right panel. I suggest those We Are Awake people who will just give everyone an equal time regardless of their loop. You act like you're here to get down to nitty gritty brass tacks, and that's what I'm about, Podna.
I would love to get down.
Well, get Giggle Puss out of here and let's go back to
No,
what you
Tommy,
brought her
you're
in
not
for.
getting me off of this stage. Fool.
Well, he brought you up to run a
Amen.
pick for him. He's just using you to
Tommy.
block me.
Hey, Tommy, she's my co-producer. She's the
Mhm.
closest
Yeah, that's
thing to
sad.
a co-producer.
That's worse than the Moose one. You'd be better off going back to Moose.
Actually, let me not overlook Flo.
Oh, Flo's good too.
Flo,
Tommy,
Yeah, Flo
you're a
likes
great
myself.
editor.
He slipped
I
up
saw
last
something
night.
the other
He
day
slipped
and
up and
thought
said
to
he likes
myself,
my style of aggression.
I wish I could work with Tommy because I would pass this project off to him and I'd
Keep
pay
on
him.
wishing, because I don't want nothing to do with you. You got this Jezebel spirit.
Hey, Tom,
Jezebel spirit, boy, you don't know
boy,
me, fool.
you sound
know
just
you.
like
No,
your
you
daddy, Paul,
No, you don't.
Tommy.
I call no man daddy, false light Jack, Mr. Guru, Mr. Need an Advocate to Guru.
Hey, I said
Who
that.
do? You do.
Tom, look at that. I said that to get a rise out of you, and it worked.
No, you don't get a rise out of me. That demon on your shoulder does.
Oh,
And I'm
stop
gonna fucking
Tommy.
vanquish it unless you
what
want to
if the
spiral to
demon-
hell with it.
Tom, what if it's the demon within you? It's
Because I have the verification. I've put in my work. I've done that time. And the fact the world hates me is half the acknowledgement right there.
Tom, you sound like a victim when you say that.
I'm not a victim. I am never a victim. I say I walked out my front door. I put that armor on, God and Kevlar. I put that pistol on my belt. I can't be a victim.
Tom, come to this moment, please. Because I
I'm
want to come back
always
to
in the moment. Stop deflecting. You got $100 from this. That's one more month in the house that's not yours.
Tommy, that's enough. That's
Golly,
enough right
Fuck
there.
you, fatty.
just
I don't
stop.
need you here.
Just
You're a
stop,
demon
Tommy.
from.
Jeez. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Stop taking it so far sometimes. Let it go. Mind your damn business. Dang.
Wow. Cynthia, what you said, I would love to find a way to work with people like Tommy and admittedly with Paul.
Yes.
There's so many I'd love to. I see a lot of potential and a lot of possibilities
Absolutely.
here in my own life, what I've experienced and what I am doing again. I mean, I mentioned this earlier about processing the grief of my my yesterday ways of being, processing the grief of that so that I can grow into greater.
Mm-hmm.
To do that, for us to grow, a lot of times we've got to do the things we said we wouldn't. That, you know, our path will bring us to prove ourselves wrong. The reason I bring this up, I've heard a lot of people saying, I will never work with that guy. I will never share time with that guy. And I'm like, oh, just you wait. Because if I have my way, your guys are all going to be working together. We're all going to be working together, and we're going to figure out some way to change this world.
Before he spurgs, let me say something. There are so many times I have creative ideas. I'm a very creative person. I'm constantly in creative mode in my mind. And there's so many times I can see what somebody's good at and think
You want to
this
work
is
with me,
perfect for
Cynthia?
them. And that this is perfect for them. And just want, like, I only want to help everybody, just to encourage everybody and give you an opportunity to exercise it and not even be like, yeah, I did this, to be like, and, you know, thanks with the help, give people credit. and help you get a little side hustle or whomever. And it's just frustrating sometimes that other people don't have that same desire from YouTube. They have other desires. And so I guess it's just a point when you meet somebody that is willing to work with you. I'm so excited. I'm so happy.
No apology necessary, Hecklebus. Not only do you acknowledge your ape Paul OGs, but thanks for the clip of you gave me 18 thumbs down with your 18 sock accounts. YouTube's gonna love it.
Hey Tommy, who do you think's worse, T-Rex or
You guys,
Hecklebus?
okay, this is what you're doing. This is what you're both doing. Let's use a fun analogy.
Who do you think
Shut
is like
the
the
fuck
bottom
up!
bitch? If
This is
Paul
what
was
you
a
two are
pimp,
doing. You're
Paul was a
holding my
pimp, who
head
do you think would
underwater
be the
together.
bottom bitch?
Are you just gonna talk
Hecklebus
over me,
or
Cuntia?
Trex? If you answer the question, I'll be quiet. Who do you think would be the bottom bitch if Paul was a pimp? Trex
I don't
or
partake in
Wizard?
Tarek or Wizard? I like that question. Tarek.
See, that's what I think too. I think Wizard lost his spot.
Shut the fuck up with this metaversal bullshit. It's drama. It's female fucking cuntiness. What you two are doing are together holding my head underwater, and you're going, I wish we could just breathe with Tom. It's so cool to be breathing with Tom. I know. And then you pull me up and I'm like, and you're like, oh God, I want to work with Tommy. You dunk me. I fucking loathe you guys. Just like that Bex cunt that's saying she's eye rolling my Jesus work. That godless cunt can burn in her Canadian Castro hell.
Tom, one target.
Jack, do you want to work with me, Jack? Because you keep
Yes.
backstaging me. We are, and then you backstage me, and then we're not.
You're not
It's
working with
hypocrisy.
me.
It's contradiction.
Tom,
Do you
you're
want me to do editing and production work for you? Fuck no. These streets got to show they can get me monetized before I even keep doing it for the community.
That
'Cause
would
you're
get
good
you
at something. Never
monetized.
do it for
That would
free.
get you monetized.
What?
Don't you understand? Working together, you would work with a whole nother audience. Like that's the one thing that I personally
don't want your
understand
trigger
about YouTube.
audience. Your
It's
trigger
always
audience is
about
a
somebody
joke.
has
If
to
they're
do
the
something
reason
for
you
me
got
before I do
700 plus
something.
subs, I don't want no part of them. I don't want no part of that Anton bag chasing, Cynthia adjacent trigger, whatever. I'm open
I don't
to that
understand
guy
how
that
people
Flow
just
State
can't
had doing the
grind
wushu stuff.
together.
Because whenever I was on Flow State's channel going nigga, 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 because he couldn't constitute the back and forth, part of the deal.
What is your problem, dude?
Well, that black man said he wanted to hear.
Tom, I asked the wrong question. Please, when you come back up, can you find some things that are good? Okay. Please find some things that you like.
I like Flow State. Me and him made a deal. He said, don't say nigga. He said, don't say nigga faggot on my channel. I was like, make sure you facilitate the back and forth. And he caved first. So I said, nigga, 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 nigga.
So you like that?
But then a black dude that is very prominent for doing wushu on his shorts was like, I want to hear what Tom has to say.
You like saying that word, don't you?
Yeah, it's unity. I covered that on my stream that you only popped in to say peace to the panel and chat and then leave. I covered why I say nigga and how it's unity. It's not going, hey, black man, you're like me, you get me.
You just can't work
irrelevant.
You just can't work with them.
I can't work with you,
like,
and you're the facilitator of nothingness, Cynthia.
What? I'm not even
what? Cynthia, who's the Bert in the chat? Bert Monroe. I don't know if I've ever known you. I see the support. Bert Monroe, you need to check out Scythia and Flow Sith Alliance. For her to sit here and call, for her to stop, Cynthia, I'm trying to promote a video you're in. For her to sit here and call Hecklebus a liar, which he is, but for her to call him a liar when I have her posted up lying, it's ridiculous that you would act above me in this talk.
Wizard brought me back though, so I can't ever really be mad at him.
Oh, that was more your bullshit.
I'm taking a break from Tommy.
Tommy break. Make Tommy content.
Hey, for anyone who has some time, creative talent, some energy, I would love and some knowledge on what's allowed. I'd love like a little peaceful 30-second, 60-second soundbite, or video.
Of
I
what?
figure something out. Just like to change the energy.
Well, doesn't Special K's been doing stuff for you, right?
A little bit. We have not found ways to communicate. This has been my adventure.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So in your YouTube settings, you can assign people as your manager, as your editor, and I forgot the other thing you can assign. If you assign an editor, they can then go into your studio. Like if they make a video, they can put it in your studio for you. So when you come up, so I like Special K. I think she's really cool. She's a super cool artist. She's super cool. I like her. And I thought y'all had been working together. But so that's a way to always communicate with somebody. But if you just, and also if anybody does anything for you, and if as long as it's under 59 seconds, they can send it to you on Instagram. And then you can just screen record it and upload it yourself.
There's so many simple ways to do things. That's what I'm learning. There's so much in technology that I'm sure it's there. Simple ways to do all these things.
So you could even like, this is like I'm always in producer mode, like on the internet and in real life. Like today I did something. I was like, why didn't I film that? But you could have a contest. You could try to have a little contest. Who can make the new Jack Talcott intro and just have fun with it. So that's something. But they could always send it to you on Instagram. I can. But I don't understand your style. Like for me, as that type of artist person, I have to connect with somebody before I can figure out what their style is. And I see things that like you're marketable. Like Jack, you've got the look. Like you really like that's your strong point right there. You just have to decide what direction you want to go in. And once you decide that, it's just up for you.
That's what I'm hoping. Thank you. And there's and what you offered, what I heard, there are a lot of ways to grow and a lot of cool things out there. Not to change it back, but Hecklebus, I do believe that you have no intent to cause any harm. I trust that in you. I've seen your heart. But there's many people who believe they're doing the right thing in this world in different ways, and often there's other ways that what we want to get done can get done. We don't have to be so angry in how we share our information. Hecklebus, that's one thing I'd like to offer to you. Okay, brother? Something I've been learning myself. And go ahead.
Sorry. I wanted to answer the missing link. So
yeah,
how do you share a 2-hour live stream for free with somebody I interviewed? Well, if it's during the interview, they can stream it themselves on their channel, right? Right? Isn't that what you do to Paul Jack? So I guess they could stream it. I'm not sure how to do because it's such a long file. So I guess you would have to create something for them. I'm not sure though.
We can upload, just upload if it's recorded, right?
Yeah, but how do you get it to the other person? A 2-hour stream is such a long, it's such a long stream to get to somebody. So you have to create a link for them to go and get it and then them download it to their computer. See, I used to use Dropbox and I'd give people the Dropbox links, but nobody has Dropbox anymore. So you have to create a file. I guess, let's see, this is where my son comes in. Like he's building me my computer to do lives with. I'll ask him for you, Missing Link, when he comes over tomorrow.
There you go. I think those are probably the
Oh,
ways.
and missing link. Oh my gosh, I'm making a video for you based off of creating the herb garden. I got it set up this weekend and filmed. I'm gonna wait till it's done, but I was gonna share it with you. Oh, I'm sorry, Jack.
No, I allowed my mind to drift to the chat there between Hecklebus and Tommy. It appears there's more drama, but
I don't even pay attention to them.
Oh, you
I
don't pay
know.
attention to
I do
anything.
love Tommy more
Jack,
than-
I know how I was wrong. I didn't
there was
stick
a
to the
street
title.
fight.
She's
I'd
just gonna
fight
talk
with-
over me
I don't know why.
because you're a
Yes,
stupid, fat, fucking godless cunt.
Stop,
Now I
Tommy.
know how I was wrong, Jack. In the title of your subject, it said two fucking boomers mull over how to do a thing on YouTube, and that isn't what I was talking about, was it? Now let me tell you how Wizards doing harm. All right, I keep telling these chat shit foundation of the community that once I'm monetized for their entertainment, I can use that money to contribute to homeless and make episodes of where their monetized money goes to help. But when that motherfucker is using 20 sock accounts to thumbs down my shit because I'm talking harsh truth on his daddy, that
Tom.
doesn't get me out. It doesn't get new subs. It doesn't get watch hours. It doesn't get monetized. And Wizard agreed himself that once someone is monetized, then we are doing harm to each other with this shit. Nice hypocrisy, you old fart.
Tom.
How many watch time hours do you need watch time hours? Because you have enough
You
subs,
can't
don't
even figure out how to do technical shit. And if I was your son, I wouldn't come help you either.
Tom.
Well, you're not. Okay,
Your
so
little
you
dog,
need more
too.
subs. You
You're
need more
such a
subs. How many
fucking
watch
cunt.
time hours do you have?
Tom.
Wouldn't tell you if I could get monetized off of it, bitch. And yes, everyone, I am a Christian. Calling Cynthia bitch.
Tom.
She was a liar when she said I called her the N-word.
Tom.
You said N word. You didn't say the N word. You said N.
Right, and then you went
word.
on to say, why didn't you call me a wetbag or a
Yeah.
spick, implying I called you a nigger.
Tom.
And the video covers it, and you're still grasping to it. You're like a Lou liar. You're a
Tom.
Lou liar. Lou's
Tom.
been showed to be a liar too, and he's still clinging to it.
Tom.
What do you care, Jack? You're back in the falsity, the untruthitudes. That's your shit, Jack. You're all about lies.
Tom.
It happens the same way every time, Jack. I come on here, we have a good talk started. You start getting defensive at things that don't be in agreements with you.
I love you, Tom. Taking a break from you again. Just for a
Heavy.
few moments, because it looks like we've got another one in the chat. Praise God, man. First we had Hecklebus in the chat. Now we got Unslaved Truth. I thought you were banned. I thought you were told not to be here, man. I mean, don't you know the consequences of showing up? You're adding to my viewers. Don't you know? Don't you know, Tarek? Don't you know what you're doing? And brother, Tommy and Paul show the same similar energies, dude, that you don't see that. They both have anger issues. It's not so much rehab, it's love. People need love. And love is found through humility. Guys, that's the key. Welcome, Sarah.
Hi, Jack. I'm here to mix shit up because holy fuck.
You sound a little better, Sarah.
I'm much better. Just a little congested, but otherwise much better. Much better.
Good.
Oh. What
you
have you
feel-
actually been talking about today? Because I came in late and I haven't heard anything of substance yet.
Well, yeah, you know, for those who, I do encourage people sometimes, you know, investigate the first part, because I do try to share some of my inspirations and some of the newer things I find helpful for myself. And the topic today was about persevere to strengthen, with the twist being we persevere through surrender. Because when we surrender to the changes that life brings, It allows us to adapt. Doesn't mean we're done. It just means we accept and we stop fighting what the world is offering.
Yes. Trying to change what the world is offering is more like it. That's usually what we're doing. We don't like it, so we try and change it, manipulate it.
I'm sorry. Sarah, you're right. It's within us to want to change, to want to control, but really the best we can hope for is to influence, to offer seeds of thought, to lead people to better conclusions. That's my hope for Tommy, to be honest.
If you don't care what I think, Bex, why can I not escape your bullshit Canadian opinion? Why are you always chatting at me if you don't care what I think? She's a dumb feminist cunt. And Regina, stick around. You'll want that money back.
The language does not have to be so coarse nor so rude.
And you don't have to backstage me when I was being civil and within policy, faggot. Now, is this the Sarah we know from Flow State?
Yeah. Hi, Tommy.
Why are you hiding? I mean, you should be off panels. I respected you for staying off panels. Why are you hiding?
Tom?
Because I'm not in my computer. I'm on my phone.
So why
and
do
I
you come
don't
up and
usually
talk about me
allow-
like you don't know what I'm doing? Because I
I
noticed
honestly
one
don't
thing
know
I
what
like
you're
about
doing.
Flow State.
What are
One
you
thing I
doing,
like
Tommy?
about Flow State is he used you to boot me and say I'm so horrible, and now he's sick of you too. That's karma.
Tom,
But it's also why
I
he's gaining
actually
my
just had
respect back.
lunch with
He's gaining my
Flo and
respect
his
back.
girlfriend today.
What?
I just had lunch with Flo and his girlfriend Katie today.
I know, but he has shown that how he held you in regard those early streams are no longer his stance. And is it his girlfriend, his baby mama, his wife?
No, his ex-wife is the mother of his child.
Is it the one I took up for on the Paul stuff?
I have no idea.
She's blonde, kind of got a weightlifter's
Blonde
neck.
Katie. That's Katie. That's his girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't care. I was just trying to keep it straight.
Yeah. But no, Tommy, I actually
Bex,
don't
Bex,
know what
if you
are
didn't learn
doing.
it from Facebook, Bex, you let people comment on your picture, you're beautiful. You do not post the picture saying so beautiful. That's
You're such
delusional. You got a chin for boxing, girl. But no lungs for boxing, though.
Look at you, Jack.
Thank you. Mistia, thank you. Love, no message, and the contributions. That seems to be I don't recognize the name. So thank you, sincerely. I don't know what to do with Tom. And he's not the only one. There are so many in our world like this that are just so
Angry,
heavy,
intense. Yeah, all those things. And I know I have been that way, but I really don't remember being this arrogant. Like some of these people on these panels, man. Holy crap. Hey, so I'm sorry, back to what was discussed. So you went to lunch? That is cool.
yeah, I finally got to meet him in person.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys were near each other.
Yeah, my parents live like 10 minutes from him. So, this is where I grew up.
Hey, well, that is neat. I like the idea of, people meeting people. That's what life is about. And if we can meet people that we wouldn't have normally met in this way, I think that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these people, though, man, I don't know why. I don't know. Praise God, man. Praise God. I have been learning the benefits, though, of the practice of acceptance. And that's where the idea of surrender comes in. Surrendering our opinions, surrendering the old ways, surrendering the beliefs. surrendering to the fact that we don't know a lot of things. And the idea I shared earlier was a lot of things might happen. And how about this? A lot of things might have happened, but a lot more things did happen. A lot more things do happen. We just got to know when to change our focus, when to let go of the, how often is it, how long do we keep repeating the same fights, the same arguments with the same people? How often do we do that? That's
Are
what
you
I'm trying.
asking how many times should you try?
Maybe.
Because I don't think it's a one fits all answer. I think that
True.
depends on both sides of the parties. But then you also got to understand that it isn't necessarily your job to do that. And when I say you, I mean anyone in general, you. Like when I was younger, that's all I did. I gave people so many fucking chances to the point that it was burdensome to me that I couldn't take care of myself because I was constantly helping everyone else. That you have to recognize when enough is enough.
I really had to teach myself that it was okay to love people from a distance. I didn't have to be so close to them to still love them.
Mm-hmm. Good set of boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That is an important lesson. I mean, a lesson that took me a long time to learn. When our son was young, that's when the marriage, me and his mother, broke apart, and I allowed the distance. And it's not a distance. There was a separation. Our time together was limited, but I allowed that distance, that separation, to destroy me. I didn't know how to love from a distance. I didn't have that strength, I guess. I don't know. I had a lot of confusion when I was younger, but
Well, oftentimes people can confuse distance with not caring. They confuse it. Whereas some of the people that you can love the absolute most, those are the ones that are actually best for you, who allow you to have your freedom and space, as well as allow you to come back when you're ready and come and go as you please. That's real love. Those that cling to you, or almost like in a desperation where if you leave their space, they disown you. Like, that's not love. That's possessiveness. That's control. That's not love.
oh, sister, yes, Sarah, that brings in so many parts to relationship.
Mm-hmm.
When we have a feeling of control in a relationship, and sometimes that's how relationships work. We will concede control over to each other in different ways, but when we have a feeling of control over another or with another, we feel more comfortable. And then if that feeling of control disappears, if you're not whole, you'll feel shattered. That's
Mm-hmm.
from experience, right? I've allowed myself to feel broken a lot of times, and I don't like that feeling anymore. I've been really looking at those feelings, trying to understand how to navigate through, how to navigate through the recesses of the mind to figure out, why in the hell is this happening? What is it I am doing to create this experience? Sometimes you just don't know. But I don't know. I think I do trust that we are part of something magical, mystical, far greater than we have ever imagined or had time perhaps to think about. this thought I was thinking about earlier. I was thinking about the eternal presence of God. What would that, okay, if that's true, and then the eternal presence of the Christ, okay, those two are eternal, always here. I am not. I am only present in the now. And it feels good to be right now. What the future brings, we don't know. We really don't. I just know that getting ourselves worked up over what we think about the future or the past, it doesn't do us any good. Speaking to you, Tommy, you've been patient in the back.
What's the saying go? Humans plan and God laughs.
I've been humbled to that truth, Sarah. I do believe that, but why not? It makes perfect sense. God creates this realm of infinite possibilities with the forces of nature, the elements of the ether. I truly believe it is here to serve life, and we are a part of life. And so it would make sense that we're going to be given some surprises in this life. We'll learn enough.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, please go ahead.
I've learned to stop making plans because it's never what I've just learned to keep going and not give up and just focus on the next step. Don't worry about anything else. Just stay in the next step.
Mm-hmm.
That I learned that for myself a long time ago. In the development of my own goals and gaining clarity of what I wanted to do. I learned this from one of the first coaches I hired. If we can, in our minds, envision the result, envision the success, our experience of the success, if we can see that vision, and it may just seem like a light, not at the end of a tunnel, it may not seem real clear, but if we can see that destination in our mind and then bring ourselves to today and see the first step, if you can find the first step towards that destination, man, the steps start revealing, because we don't know what we don't know. And until we take a different step from yesterday, we don't know what's available out there. That's what I was doing in my own life, and it led me to attempt some pretty unbelievable things, and I've looked foolish on more than just a few occasions. But I've been learning all along the way, and if we want to persevere, if we want to strengthen, if we want to overcome anything, we've got to be able to adapt ourselves, because that is what I do. I know for myself, and it just makes sense. That which overadapts will overcome. That which overcomes becomes stronger, more resilient, and that is us. This.
Nope, Tommy's back up.
Tommy
So
is
explain to
back.
me what you said about me I can't talk to Regina if she can't reply. But you're going to sit here and say, I'm talking to you in the backstage, Tommy, where I can't reply. Are you a hypocrite? Do either of these females have the discernment to point that out as it happens and call you out for being a hypocrite? I know Cynthia doesn't. Do I
Who
sound
is speaking
spurty? Am I
to you
tripping
in
out?
that
Am I saying
Tommy?
nigger or faggot too much?
Tommy, brother, you can find all sorts of faults and all sorts of complaints, but why?
That I can. And you can keep creating your disagreements. You can say that you're the Bible believing Christ follower as you push me back on every stance I make on that. You can let the Bible churchy Cynthia cackle like a hen as you do it. And all this could just be for Bert. All this, like all the hate, all the $111 of yours, all the me requesting everyone that's not backing it, me right now to go, please unsub, and I'll get the monetization one way or another. Please go unsub everyone. I came on this channel and said, hey, if I get to this number of subs today, I'll put out the Conspiranaughty trailer. I did that. Now I'm back on this channel saying, everybody hating in the chat, please go unsub if you're subbed. Please don't sub if you aren't. I'll get there. Just me and my old pops upstairs.
Okay. Do you feel better?
Do you need a rest? I'm unscathed. I have not needed to be backstage. I've never needed a break. You do because you're pushing back on lies. You can't.
No, I asked Tom.
The truth wears you down, and it's effortless for me.
Tom, you've been presenting what seems like a lot of anger.
Yeah, that starts with all your petty bullshit. I lean into
let's get
anger
to the
once you
point,
start your
Tom.
petty backstage mod godding. This is not the word of God at this point. It's just me handling my punk ass friend,
Tom,
alleged friend.
I'd like to get to the point before you
Shout to Tarek. I see.
When you shut up, you'll understand.
Jack,
you.
You think that's funny,
Have you
using what
noticed-
Paul Enslaved used to ridicule you? Do you know
Have
why
you-
Talcott flicks his face?
What were you saying, Cynthia?
have you noticed how he's gotten angrier as this live has gone longer, like over time? It's interesting. I wonder why.
He could be getting triggered.
What
That-
by what? Like generally,
Well-
we would all help build up his channel. So Lord knows what would Tommy do with a monetized channel? We would watch it to see like who doesn't genuinely want to see Tommy win.
Right.
Like
He thinks there's a lot of people who don't, because he doesn't want a lot of others to win. He thinks a lot of other people don't want him to win, when in fact, I think the consensus is many of us love Tommy, want to see him succeed.
he's always like, unsub for me. I don't need your help. Oh,
So
don't
I
be
answered
that
both
way,
of her
Tommy.
questions. The two questions she asked, I answered up here. That's why I hate her. She's not my people. I
What
know
are you
her not.
talking about?
You asked why I would be so angry, answered it. You asked
Why
what I
did
would
you
do
be
with the
so
money.
angry? Can you
Are you
tell
going to
me
talk
quickly?
over me? Is Jack going to
tell me?
backstage you for talking over me? This is equality, Cynthia. I don't think any of you want it.
Okay, Tommy.
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay,
We're actually coming up on a couple of hours here, and I'm feeling like wrapping up.
Isn't
To
it?
be
Yes,
honest.
thank
What
you.
is-
Thank you.
Please, Cynthia.
Well, thank you again, Jack. I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you have a great day tomorrow. Sarah, I can't wait till you get back to Hawaii. Always. Hey, Sarah, do you know Kevin Von Erich in Hawaii?
I do not. Who is that?
He's a wrestler here from Texas, and he lives in Hawaii. And his movie's coming out in December. Oh, anywho, but I was just I can't wait for you to get back because I'd like to see your background of Hawaii.
I liked to too.
I bet you do. I'd be like, look, I'm so
Mm.
jealous of Sarah right now. She's living the best life. But so hurry home, girl. And
Fly
Jack,
home tomorrow.
awesome. And Jack, I will see you later. And bye, chat.
Blessings. Thank you, Cynthia.
All right. Well, I'll see you later, Jack. Talk to you
Sarah,
later.
bless. Thank you as well for joining. I hope your health continues to restore and you enjoy the remainder of your travels.
Thank you, Jack.
God bless. Thank you, Sarah. And brothers and sisters, those who joined in, Tommy, I am going to allow, please be polite. Don't
so
hate.
by your omnipotent power, you're allowing me a few words.
Yes.
Unlike unsub, don't listen to Jack.
Praise God. Thank you, Tommy. Everyone is free to do as they choose, and there have been some who are following that advice. I've noticed the numbers fluctuate, and people are going to think what they say. And think about that. People think what they say, and they say what they feel. It's up to each of us to censor ourselves, to figure out what is really true, what is important in our lives, what is it that we want, what is it we like, what is it we do not want, what is it we do not like. What we like and don't like, it's important to us, nobody else. I mean, through sharing and communication, we can explain what we like and what we don't like with others, help establish healthy boundaries between people. But communication between people, it is an art, it is a skill, it is a gift. Brothers and sisters, communication between each of us does not have to be so difficult. All we've got to do sincerely is humble ourselves to the present, bring our awareness into the moment with love, an open heart, willing to accept, willing to receive, willing to consider that which the moment brings forth. And we can practice those things through each of our different relationships. Our poll, bless you, man. I had pulled that up in the background, was going to do that myself. You're on it. I wanted to share a little promotion for Machine Lives. He is already streaming his Saturday night share of panel. And with that, sincerely, and Regina Smith, holy cows, you have been my rock star tonight, leading the way. And Mistia, blessings to all of you. Thank you to all who have joined in. I encourage peace. I encourage you to find the perseverance, the persistence, the strength to overcome within yourself today. When we can push ourselves past the past limits, we gain that awareness, that strength, that memory of accomplishment, or the memory of overcoming a past mistake. When we carry those, man, those are what change our lives for good. And brothers and sisters, thank you again. Till next time, please do the subscribe, hit the notifications, share with others who may find entertainment and joy with this, and choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you again, and God bless.